Is Palworld a blatant ripoff of Pokémon or a unique game in its own right? This question has stirred up quite the controversy. Accusations of plagiarism have been flung at Palworld, with critics pointing out striking similarities between the creatures in both games. The pals in Palworld, they argue, are a little too reminiscent of the beloved Pokémon we've known for decades. There's also talk of generative AI being used to create these creatures, further fanning the flames of controversy. It's a cutting-edge technology that's exciting in its potential, but its use here has raised eyebrows to say the least. And then there's the alleged resemblance of Palworld's 3D models to those of Pokémon. The visuals, though lacking a distinctive aesthetic, have been under scrutiny since the game's launch. This similarity has added fuel to the fire, causing many to question the game's originality. Yet, despite these controversies, Palworld has been selling like hotcakes. With millions of copies sold in its early access version, it's clear that the game has caught the attention of many, for better or for worse. While accusations fly, Palworld continues to make waves in the gaming world. Fans and critics are split on the Palworld controversy, each voicing their own strong opinions. The fans of Palworld are steadfast in their support, defending the game against allegations of copying Pokémon. They argue that while there may be some similarities, Palworld has a plethora of features that set it apart. From its survival gameplay mechanics to the ability to arm your pals with weapons, Palworld offers a unique twist to the monster-catching genre. Fans contend that these distinctive elements provide a fresh experience that Pokémon, despite its legendary status, does not provide. One incident that has stirred the pot was the DMCA notice against a fan-made t-shirt featuring Sparkit, one of the pals. Fans were upset, with some remarking it as ridiculous as they claimed Sparkit bore no resemblance to any Pokémon. This incident has raised concerns within the fanbase about the future of Palworld content, especially if Nintendo has the power to strike down designs it does not agree with. On the flip side, critics have expressed concerns about potential copyright infringement, pointing out that some of the pals bear an uncanny resemblance to Pokémon. This similarity has led to a growing fear that Nintendo, the company behind Pokémon, might take legal action against Palworld. The president of Nintendo has already promised that action will be taken, further fueling these concerns. There are also those who are worried about the future of Palworld. With the DMCA notice against the fan-made merch and the looming threat of Nintendo's legal action, critics fear that the game might be struck down before it can fully develop its potential. The future of Palworld hangs in the balance, with fans and critics eagerly awaiting the outcome of this controversy. This game, which has seen such a meteoric rise in popularity, now faces a crucial test. Will it manage to navigate through these choppy waters and emerge unscathed? Or will it succumb to the pressures and fade into obscurity? Only time will tell. Despite the controversy, Palworld's performance has been impressive, but what does the future hold? The game's launch has been nothing short of astonishing, with 12 million sales on Steam alone. This isn't even considering the peak concurrent player count of over 2 million, making it the second highest of all time on Valve's platform. On the Xbox front, Palworld shattered records as the biggest third-party launch on Game Pass ever, boasting over 7 million players. However, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. The discourse around the declining number of people playing the game since its launch has sparked debates. Some critics have been quick to sound the death knell for Palworld, proclaiming the party to be over. The game's concurrent player count on Steam has seen a steady decline since its peak, but it's important to note that Palworld is still the third most played game on Steam, trailing only behind titans like Counter-Strike 2 and Dota 2. Responding to the debate, Pocket Pair's community manager Bucky took to Twitter to address the concerns. He called the discourse lazy and reassured players that it's perfectly fine to take breaks from games. In his words, Palworld, like many games before it, isn't in a position to pump out massive amounts of new content on a weekly basis. New content will come, and it's going to be awesome, but these things take a little bit of time. So what's next for Palworld? The developers promise more content and new pals, working hard to fix issues and enrich the game's experience. The journey of Palworld isn't over. In fact, it has only just begun. But with the looming controversy and Nintendo's promise of action, the future is uncertain. Controversial or not, Palworld is making its mark, but whether it will continue to thrive or crumble under the weight of controversy, only time will tell.